Dad's coughing fit was the first sound to break the silence. Sharp, sputtering, almost theatrical, except nothing about this moment felt like acting. The wine dribbled down his chin as he stared at the waiter, then at me, then back at the pristine white tablecloth like it might offer an explanation he could live with. My sister's face drained of color. Her smirk collapsed in on itself, folding into confusion, then something uglier, fear, though she'd never admit it. Just moments before, she'd leaned across the table, her voice dripping contempt, slicing through me the way she always intended. "Can you even afford this place?" I didn't bother answering her. I just let the question hang there, acidic and unnecessary. Then the waiter appeared, polished shoes, pressed cuffs, eyes warm with recognition. "Welcome back, Ms. Dara. Your usual table. The one reserved months in advance. The one that wasn't open to the public. The one they didn't know I had earned." Dad choked. My sister blinked. Mom's fork froze midair. And I finally felt the first ripple of the impact I'd been preparing for months. What they didn't know. The real reason we were here tonight hadn't even started yet. There was a time, God, I almost laugh thinking about it now, when my sister, Lila, and I were inseparable. People mistook us for twins. She loved that. I didn't mind. Back then her admiration felt genuine, not ravenous. Dad favored her. Everyone knew that. She was the star, the daughter who shined bright enough to blind him. And I was the quiet one, the one who observed, listened, learned. But Lila's affection soured the moment I outgrew her shadow. The day I got the internship she wanted, her smile didn't reach her eyes. When I bought my first car before she did, her congratulations sounded rehearsed. And when I moved out, landing a job she claimed was too ambitious for someone like me, she simply cut me off. The betrayal didn't come suddenly. Came slowly like rot. The first clue was small. A forwarded email chain from my boss mistakenly landing in my inbox. Lila's name. Her words. Her attempts to sabotage me. Subtle enough to hide, sharp enough to wound. Second clue. My job offer at the firm mysteriously frozen. Later, I found the message she'd sent pretending to be me, declining the opportunity. The third. I overheard her bragging at a family gathering when she thought I'd already left. Dara will fail soon. She's too naive to realize how the real world works. The thing is, I did realize. Just not in the way she expected. Shock? Yes. Heartbreak. Brief. But I learned something important in that moment. Grief burns hot. Revenge burns slow. And I had time. I didn't confront her. That would have satisfied her ego. Instead, I played along, quiet, obedient, predictable Dara. I documented everything. Every email. Every call. Every message she impersonated. I reconnected with old colleagues. Rebuilt bridges she thought she'd burned for me. I worked late nights. Learned skills she didn't know I was capable of mastering. I formed alliances quietly, behind doors she didn't even know existed. And most importantly, I waited. Revenge is a patient creature. It doesn't strike until the ground beneath the target is soft enough to sink them. It started with the firm she desperately wanted to join, the one she told everyone she was a sure hire for. I'd already become their consultant months earlier. But she didn't know that. No one in my family did. I shared the file containing her sabotaging attempts with proof, timestamps, and witness statements to HR. They rescinded her pending offer. I didn't need to say a word. The evidence spoke louder than I ever could. Next came the apartment application she'd been bragging about for weeks. She listed me as a reference without asking. I didn't lie. I simply answered their questions with facts. Would you entrust her with confidential information? No. Has she ever impersonated a colleague? Yes. Would you recommend her? I cannot. Her application died quietly. She never suspected me. She thought the world was turning against her. No, it was just me adjusting the balance. So here we were, at the restaurant she claimed I couldn't afford. The restaurant where I had orchestrated her final lesson. Dad cleared his throat. Usual table? Dara, what is he talking about? I smiled, small, controlled, the kind that gives nothing away. We handle a few accounts here. I said, purposely vague. Work keeps me busy. Lila's eyes narrowed. Work? You don't. You're not. The maitre d' stepped forward. Ms. Dara, we prepared your private reservation as requested. Will the 3 additional guests be joining? My family went still. My father finally whispered, What exactly do you do, Dara? The thing about revenge is that the moment of revelation isn't loud. It's quiet. Quiet enough that every word lands. I built something, I said. Something real. While someone... I looked at Lila. Spent years trying to break me. Lila opened her mouth. Closed it. A rare silence from her. A satisfying silence. I watched the realization hit her. I knew. I always knew. And I had beaten her without ever raising my voice. We walked to the private table. The staff greeted me by name. My family followed in stunned silence. For the first time, they saw me, not as the quiet one, not as the shadow, but as the architect of my own life. I didn't do it to impress them. I did it to free myself. And as I took my seat, my usual seat, I felt a calm settle over me. Not triumph, not rage, relief, because revenge isn't loud. It's precise, measured, and when it's done right, it doesn't just end the story. It rewrites it.